March 7th finally got her new form in the beginning of version 2.4 for Honkai Star Rail, and I think it's about time that I finally use her and see just how amazing of a free-to-play character she really is. March 7th, I have to say, I really love her new form. Like, aesthetically, she looks really cool. And you know, admittedly, I never really used her other form, and I know that that's actually a bad thing, considering the fact that March 7th can be a really strong preservation character when used correctly. But this form is definitely a lot easier to get value out of. I feel like she's one of the strongest 4 stars in the game now at this point, and we haven't even gotten her fullest potential yet. The remaining Eidolons have not been released yet, and once that E6 comes out, I can only imagine how strong her enhanced basic is going to be. Alright, so there are 2 ways you can play March 7th. A follow-up crit based build, which is pretty standard, or in my case, and what I'm going to be using for today's video, a break effect centric build. If we take a look at her stats real quick, I do have her at 3054 attack, 141 speed, which isn't that crazy. Like, anything above 120 something would be good. But if we take a look at the break effect, it is at 155. That's actually not too bad. It's going to be a lot higher once we're in game. The way that I was able to achieve this, of course, is by using one of the best break effect sets in the game. This is very similar to Fireflies. The relic stats aren't that bad, and I do have break effect on pretty much every piece, so that's where a majority of that is coming from. But as I said, I will be getting more from my team comp. Unfortunately, however, though, there's only one solid 5-star light cone in the game, and I don't own that. That would be really good for March 7th. This is an amazing light cone, and for break effect characters in particular, and because March 7th is a hunt, this would be the real only option aside from some 4-star ones that I don't feel like using. I can only imagine how strong she would be with this light cone. Not only the break effect that's added, but ignoring the defense as well and having extra speed. This is such a great light cone. I wish I had for her. The team I'm going to be taking today is actually quite free to play aside from Ron May right here. It has March 7th as the main damage dealer, Ron May, Trailblazer Harmony, and of course Gallagher, one of the best break effect teams in the game. So let's jump into seeing just how strong March 7th's going to do with the newest break effect build. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put the buff probably onto Gallagher, since I think he's gonna get more hits starting this off. But even though this is gonna be a hard act to follow from Fireflies, since yeah, clearing this in 2 cycles is gonna be pretty hard to beat for a free-to-play 4-star nonetheless. But that's okay, because this is essentially the same team and they're capable of doing just as much damage. There we go. We're already down to 2 enemies with them both weakness broken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target this one. I do have Ron May, so what I can do now is use her ultimate and then follow it up with March 7th. I think we'll target this enemy over here. I want to get rid of it first. Okay, 75k, nothing too crazy. But now what I can do is use this attack to seal that one away, and then use my enhanced attack, so 3 in a row pretty much from March, to go ahead and hit this one. Like, it's crazy back-to-back damage that we're able to do. Alright, so now let's just use the regular attacks that we're used to. I want to get rid of this enemy as quickly as possible. And there we go. Just like that, we're down to 1 enemy left, and it's only been 1 cycle. That's actually pretty good. I'm gonna save Gallagher's ultimate for the next cycle though, because even without it, like, as you can see, we're able to break through so easily. Like, this team gets rid of the toughness bar so fast. And there we have it. We're moving on to the next cycle, and we can start it off with Gallagher's ult, which is going to give me March 7th as well, but I would like to break through before I use that. I mean, they share the damage anyway, so regardless, they're taking a lot, but look how fast I'm able to break through. Like, it's crazy. And what I like about March is that I'm able to make up for those turns where I'm not able to attack, since I can build up stacks just like that. It's extremely fast. All right, last hit for this phase. There we go. So we're at 27 cycles. It's been 3 so far. It's a little bit slower. Oh, thankfully I did not get sealed right. Okay, I just had to open my mouth. I was hoping they would have went for Gallagher. I didn't even take a chance to look at March 7's stats yet, but the reason she's doing so much is because she's at 335 break effect with all the buffs that she's getting here. Like, wow, that is actually pretty impressive for a character that isn't even using a break effect focused light cone. Alrighty, come on, Trailblazer. Let's do that big damage. Nice, and then they got the follow-up. So let's use this. There we go. And then we'll finally go ahead and break through this enemy as well. So that's pretty much it. It did come down to, it looks like 5 cycles. It did go a little bit slower in some cases. But again, compared to Firefly, it's going to be hard to beat. But still, what an amazing run. There we go. For this first node of Apocalyptic Shadow, I think that March 7th is going to be getting a majority of the damage dealt here, just because she is going to have a really solid buff that is going to benefit her more than the rest of the team members. I'm talking, of course, about Reverse Domination. This is really solid because it makes it where my allies' basic attack increases by 25% and an additional 25 when their weakness broken. Of course, because March has an extremely strong enhanced basic attack, this is going to mean extremely high amounts of damage on top of the super break, which I'm going to be applying. All right, here we go. So to start things off, I'm going to put the buff onto the Harmony Trailblazer just like that. And at this point, we're pretty much solid because none of these enemies are going to get a chance to attack. I can outright break this one over here. There we go, March. And then I can outright break this one with only Gallagher. Like, the fact that he's able to pretty much solo this one is pretty great. And there we go. Just like that, they are both sealed away. Nice. And now I'm just going to follow up with Ron May's ultimate. I have the enhanced basic coming in too, so hopefully this will do a whole chunk of damage. All right, enhanced basic attack for March. Let's go. 125,000, absolutely one-shotted. That's great. All right, and just like that, we're already on to only Kafka, which is really amazing. All right, we should be able to break through here before March comes back around, which actually, oh, never mind, the follow-up did it. Okay. All right, I think it's pretty amazing how fast we're able to get through the toughness bar, even though I don't have Firefly as like the AoE. All right, let's see how much this enhanced basic is gonna do on March. She does have a whopping 329 break effect. Okay, that is quite a bit. Let's see it. 396,000. Okay, that will do, March. That's pretty good. All right, and starting off the next phase now. Okay, now the tough part here, I'm not gonna lie, is making sure that I'm actually able to stay alive. I do still have the buff on Kafka, so I can heal up that way too. And we also have dance. So yeah, there we go. We're fine. All right, and it's just a rinse and repeat at this point, so I should be able to break through this enemy. There we go. Now we can break through. All right, Gallagher, your turn. Exactly the same as how the first node actually worked out. Almost identical. That's pretty cool. All right, can the dance help me out though? It did. Okay, nice. So with that, we should be able to kill off this enemy over here, right? Because I'm gonna use this, following it up with the enhanced basic. And then we also have the ultimate, which I might as well just use since we're going to get it back from Kafka in a second anyway. There we go. And just like that, now all we need to worry about is Kafka. So yeah, this run is pretty much over. Wow, I can really say that March 7th impressed me. The amount of damage that she does, especially with this buff for her basic attack, is just absolutely crazy, man. Final hit, March. There we go. All right, 1452 action value left and a total score of 3,452. Wow, that was a pretty solid run. For Apocalyptic Shadow, I think you can definitely take March 7th onto the first node since you do get a buff that actually goes towards her basic attack damage. But for this instance, because I'm using a break effect team, I think it only makes sense to take her against node 2 since this team is remarkably stronger on this side in my opinion than it is on node 1. And I still have a pretty solid buff this time around. Even though it's not for the basic attack damage, it will increase break damage by all enemies, so they will take 20% extra damage. That's really nice, and it's going to be making it with the buff that we already get for this. Yeah, this team is going to do a lot of damage. All right, here we go. This is going to be a really interesting run since I've really only fought this thing with Firefly before. We're going to make sure that I have the buffs on the damage dealers here. Okay, and because we're infused with that, I can still break through despite not actually having the weakness. Now, I didn't break through in that case, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this so I can get Gallagher's ultimate. And I might as well use March 7th's ult here because otherwise we're kind of just going to be wasting energy. Let's use it on here. Let's get that super break damage. 113, that's not bad. Okay, and I do have dance, so we get that little bit of the speed increase. I'm about to do some amazing damage here with March in just a second. All right, let's see it. 72k right there, and on the enhanced, 301,000. Wow, okay, March is not playing games. And if we take a look at her stats, it actually makes sense why, because 305 break effect. Wow, that's actually a pretty decent amount. All right, let's go ahead and kill off this hand. We need to start focusing the main one, but just because of that, now it's already pretty low. And the really important thing too is that the main boss itself is taking a lot of damage. It's already at 63% HP. Like, that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna put this on Gallagher like so. Let's use this. That's gonna give us the ult. Now we can go to work with the super break damage, and because we have Ranmei's ultimate, this thing is not gonna wake back up. We don't even need to worry about that. I'm just trying to build up stacks with March 7th because she's gonna be doing the real big damage here. All right, since we're gonna get our ultimates back anyway once this thing gets taken down, let's do this. And just in time, 1731 remaining action value. That's actually pretty good, but we do have March 7th's enhanced basic here. So what I'll do is I'll use her ult first. That way we can keep that energy going. 154, not too bad, but that's not the main damage that we're looking for. This attack is. Come on, March. 263,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, and there we go. We're starting off the second wave already. I feel like we're doing a pretty decent job here. And we have Gallagher's ultimate. I wanted to make sure to save it. That way we can already go to work at breaking through a lot of these weakness breaks. All right, there we go. We got the ultimate again. I think I'll go ahead and use it on this hand. I'm trying to make sure that I spread the damage around so that we can take them out around the same time. All right, let's use Gallagher's E here actually though, because I want to get close to his ultimate. This thing's gonna start hurting, so we need to make sure that I have that ult up. All right, but we'll use Trailblazer here. That's gonna give me one more ult. And because I have Dance 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 coming up on Ranmei, we should be able to break through here. And I'll just attack this one so I can get it lower. Use Gallagher right there. All right, nice. And now all we have to do is just break through this middle one. So yeah, this is a really good rotation. I feel like these characters are doing a really solid job. Like, I'm able to constantly break through the weakness of this thing, even though I don't have an AoE character like Firefly here. It's actually pretty cool. All right, March 7th. I'm counting on you to do some big damage here. Not as much, but it got the job done. It definitely did. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much this run. This was really fun. I think that this team is extremely solid, even though it's composed of free-to-play characters aside from Ranmei. All right, let's do the final hit. Unfortunately, I didn't have her enhanced, but there we go. 1494 action value with a, like I said, mostly free-to-play team. That's actually really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed using this team on this side of Apocalyptic Shadow. And if I don't feel like using Firefly one day, then it's nice to see that March 7th can pick up the slack. And there we have it. That is going to do it for today. I had a lot of fun using March 7th, and I can't wait until we get her fullest potential. But honestly, she is one of my favorite follow-up attackers to use in the game so far, especially because she's free to play. It was a lot of fun taking a follow-up attacker like her onto a break effect team and against some of the strongest content in the game. But let me know what you guys thought of my March 7th. I think she performed pretty well. And yeah, that's gonna do it. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.